guys! So welcome back to another video. Ignore the mess behind me. I am literally sitting on my bedroom floor because variety of backgrounds and I haven't quite figured out where I want to film things or how to prop up my camera enough. So you get the floor. I can't see the viewfinder because I don't have one of those fancy vlogging cameras where it flips up. So mine is literally a point and shoot camera, so I can't see anything, so I hope I'm in shot. So the other day, on Monday the 19th of August, I attended the first kind of Type 1 Today conference in Lisbon. It is a diabetic conference where different speakers come, and it's kind of like a Type 1 diabetes because there's a lot of Type 2 awareness, but recently it's now been a change into focusing on Type 1 diabetics, and it was kind of just a way for a lot of diabetics in the area to meet and kind of network and find people to support each other, just in order to kind of think, oh, this condition ain't so bad because I can meet these people about it. It started at 6:30, and for the first half hour to an hour there was just networking, so you get to talk. There were stalls, so Diabetes UK had a stall. There was a stall for Dexcom, which is a sensor, so very much like the Freestyle Libre I have, but a different version of it. Well, not a different version, a different company's version. There was the My Life Diabetes Care, and there was also a different one called, I think, Ganesha Gear, or I think that's how you pronounce it, which is just different diabetic products to kind of help make life a bit easier, but some of them can be a bit pricey. So of course Diabetes UK is there, and at the moment I am doing a kind of project with them, which is kind of an offshoot, so it's very exciting. It is called Our Lives, Our Voices, and it is a program that it will be rolling out over the next 4 years. I'm hopefully locked in for 4 years. I'm definitely in for 2, where we are trying to deliver a more holistic care for diabetics, as we find we're very much a number in the system. Like, we're defined by our HbA1c, which is our hemoglobin. It's a thing, but we're very much defined by that, and we find meeting time, our session times aren't long enough to discuss, and because of that, we're not getting our mental health looked at, and seeing as by having this condition you are 25% more likely to have depression, and the stresses that come with the condition, and it being a lifelong condition which changes your life, we thought that the emotional side was missing. So this project, Our Lives, Our Voices, seeks to change that. And I am part of that, and I'm really excited, and I will hopefully update you, because right now we're very much in the planning stages. We are just getting young people on board now to lead the groups and to kind of start rolling out. I'm going to a residential at the end of the month where we will be looking over different health provisions and making up our own to send out to the different trusts in Northern Ireland, and hopefully if that goes out well, it joins a wider rollout system in the rest of the UK, which is exciting. But as far as that just meant I had a lot of jokes, because there's another guy who's also part of the project who was at this conference, and I was sitting beside him because, hey, I knew him, and anytime mental health was mentioned, we would lean over to each other and be like, have you heard of Our Lives, Our Voices? So it's actually kind of funny, and I'm glad I'm signed on. My flatmate Dara's also signed on to it, because I kind of dragged him into the project because I'm doing it, so he must do it as well. And it's exciting. But with this conference, there was different speakers, such as the first speaker was Phil Graham. He is really inspirational. He kind of took his story, he took himself from essentially what I am, overweight, diagnosed and all that. But he turned himself in, like, he understood his condition, he really researched it and found out what worked and what didn't work, and how to manage your weight with exercise and how to manage your diabetes with exercising. And he's like a world-class bodybuilder. He's won multiple titles. He does motivational speeches and all, and he has his own book, which is amazing. And the way he was talking, he kept saying that everyone needs to be proactive with their condition, which is something I admit that I've been lax in recently. I just have let it happen, and I'm just like, day to day let it happen. But after coming home from this conference, I was like, I'm going to seize on and take back control, because I've said ages ago, I want to lose weight. And it's not something that's like the biggest worry in my head, but it is still a worry. And I thought I might as well, like, I get one life, I'm going to try and be healthier, and hopefully that makes me feel better, like, mentally, and I just want to be healthier rather than the lose weight, because healthy mind, healthy body, all that jazz. But as part of that, his speaking, he decided that, like, there's a question section at the end, and he said that anyone who asked an interesting question got a free copy of his book and a protein shaker water bottle. And obviously I asked a good enough question. So this is his book. It's really thick. So there's a lot of information, and it's got things like graphs, and it has like his story and what this book isn't. It looks at like the physiology of your body, your mindset, the different medications and their impact and all. And I'm actually really excited to read this, so I'm going to get on that. So I got that. I also got a wee protein shaker water bottle thing, which is really cool. It has a wee insert. So I'm excited to use that. Plus, it's a diabetes conference, so you get freebies. So the diabetes stall had different programs, such as the Connect magazine, which also has like the secretary slash like youth leader of this Our Lives, Our Voices project. He's called Carl. We love Carl. And I have a copy of this in the first meeting pack for the project. But it's always nice to have two, because you never know when you need another copy of a magazine, right? There's also one called Every Day for Type 1 Diabetes for Parents. And I know I'm not a parent of a child with diabetes, but I was kind of interested to see how they describe it to parents. Because a lot of diabetics find their parents, like, other diabetics say that their parents don't really understand, and I'm like, what's the information out there that I can take forward into this project and maybe try and change? And then Everyday Life with Type 1 Diabetes for the diabetics themselves. Again, same reasoning, just without the parenting bits. But also, the exciting thing is, we got hypo supplies. So we got glucotabs, which are essentially, they taste like chalk, but they're really effective at bringing up your blood sugars. It takes like 4 of these to take up, like not 4 tubes, dear God no. There's like tiny like tablets, like think of the dissolvable vitamin C tablets. And they're kind of like that, but you take 4 of them and they don't dissolve, you just have to chew them, which is horrendous when you're low and you're just like. So yeah, these ones are blueberry flavored. We also have glucojuice, which is exciting. It's not called glucojuice, it's called Lift. It's a pure glucose shot of so it literally has just sugar. It's literally just a bottle of sugar. And when you're low, you just unscrew the lid, you take drink the entire thing, and it brings up your blood sugar 20 minutes later. It says it's berry flavored, But when you're low, you're not really concerned about how they taste. So I've had this, I've literally just shot it down before, and I don't even register a taste. I'm just trying to treat my blood sugars. We also got at the stalls like emergency contact cards. So it's just, it has like a few symptoms there, if it focuses, and what to do if you find a diabetic wandering in the streets. I have really shaky hands, oh my god. That never used to be a problem. Am I low? Probably not. I was 11 before I started this video. Da 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 da. Give me a second. And 9.6, so not bad. Cool. We also got like voucher code for like a diabetes bag for life from Ganesha Gear, from this lovely like Scottish guy. He's also one of the speakers, but I'll talk about in a second. Got 2 wristbands, which is, one says Bag of Life, which is linked to the Ganesha Gear band, and it just says type 1 diabetic. It's a lovely like pastel-y baby blue. And then just the standard Diabetes UK wristband, which I have about 12 of, but will I give any of them away? No, they're mine. And finally, a pen from My Life Diabetes Care, which I need to look them up because they seem like a good brand. I just need to like look it up. So we did have other speakers at the event. We also had Grant Riley, or Really. He is known as the digital diabetic, and he's the one that's linked to the Ganesha Gear, and he monitors his condition with a lot of like apps and data and all. So he takes like MyFitnessPal, and he has these like Bluetooth body weight scales to know what his BMI and his body fat percentage and all that is. He uses like a lot of like walking apps, all the apps you can download on your phone relating to like fitness and nutrition in order to completely like help control his condition. And it's cool, but also the ones he told us about, like a lot of them cost money. Like you can get a free version of MyFitnessPal, which I use, but to get the full like benefity things of it, you have to pay for it, and I'm not doing that. But it was actually really impressive, and he's like trying to launch this thing where this app that would do all of that stuff in one app that you could then just share with your diabetes team, and they could be all like, oh, so instead of it's like, oh, your like HbA1c is up this month, they can see that, oh, it's also you've stopped exercising, you've stopped doing this, you've like, or something here spiked. So it's not just they see a number and they don't know what's happening behind the scenes of it, essentially, which is really cool. I think it's like exciting. And then finally we had a talk from a guy called Roddy Riddle. No, we had a talk from a guy called Roddy Riddle, and he is incredible. He was an international cyclist, so he did like races all across Ireland and the Tour de France and things like that, and at least I think it was the Tour de France. But he was like an international cyclist, and then got diagnosed with diabetes, and then because he didn't know a lot about his own condition, he'd set out to learn about it, and then he thought if he didn't know that much about it, then other people didn't know that much about the condition. So in order to like raise awareness and funds, he did all these marathons, but he did one in like a desert, which like was a long marathon. Like it took 9 days, and he did it, and like, wow, like just in my head, running in general is just wow. But he's done multiple marathons, and he also did one, and I can't remember what the degree, I think it was like 3366 or something, but it's in the Antarctic, and he ran across the Antarctic to raise diabetes. Like he tried doing it, but in 2016, but didn't finish it because he started hallucinating because it's cold and he's like sleep deprived, and he just started hallucinating, and then he had a low blood sugar on top of that, which made them worse. So he had to pull out of the race, but then went back the next year to finish it. And then he's like, I want to do it again and win it. And I'm like, props to you, because I wouldn't. But like, listening to all these stories made me feel like, wow, I've done nothing with my diabetes. Like, I'm just living, which is an achievement in itself, because it's tough. Like, diabetes is difficult. I'm not saying it's not. But you look at these guys and I'm like, they have done so much, and I'm done with just letting my diabetes happen. Like, I haven't let it control me, but I haven't exactly been proactive with it earlier. And that guy Paul, his name is Paul, right? Phil. And that guy Phil, he kept saying, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be proactive, which really stuck with me. So I've taken a pledge to actually be proactive with my condition. I'm going to just research it. I'm going to read his book. I'm going to research what makes my condition work, and like why it does things it does, instead of just being like, blood sugar's high, don't know why, it just happened. I'm going to figure out exactly why it happened. And it sounds a bit mad, but I'm going to do it. So, because these people were so inspiring, and I think that's pretty much the importance and reason for these conference events, because so many people just kind of slip into, yeah, it's happening, and not enough are like, I'm going to do something about it. So here I am saying, I'm doing something about it. So that's my pledge. But I am also, and as I said, I am part of this event, this project, which will help me with that and help me help others, because I'm going to be helping roll out this program to other diabetics, and hopefully I'm going to be peer support for newly diagnosed diabetics in my area. And I need to know how my condition works first and how it impacts before I can truly help others. So I'm going to do that to help them, to help me, to help me help them. But also, that is just a roundabout of a conference. I'm also going to start a series on diabetes, because I haven't done so before now, because I didn't want to be branded the diabetic YouTuber, because I'm so much, like, diabetes is one part of me, and I am so many more things other than just a diabetic, and I didn't want to just be the diabetic. But through talking with friends, I've realised that maybe having this platform and just talking to other people, maybe that isn't such a bad thing. Like, I'm not going to change all my content to be solely diabetic related, but I am going to talk about it more on my channel, and I'm going to make a series of it. Like, it's all going to be in one playlist. So my first one's going to be just my diagnosis story, and that will hopefully be going up next week. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comment box down below, what questions do you want me to answer through the diabetes series? Do you have anything you want to know about diabetes? Anything you want to know about my life experiences with it? Tips and tricks for it? I'm happy to answer them. So leave them in the comment box below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ring that bell icon to make sure you get notifications whenever I post. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!